Operator Affiliate Synergy, tech tools to turbocharge ROI.
Hello everyone, we all live in the era of technology, and this is why we brought this panel, because there's many conversations how affiliates and operators, they should work together, what are the sneak peeks, secret tactics, secret platforms. That's why we would like to bring this topic open, and with me there are great guests representing the whole ecosystem. So please welcome Natalia Lavrouk from Melbet, representing operator standpoint. Then we've got two affiliates with us. Max Emini, who is representing SigmaPlay, SEO primarily driven affiliation, and Clinton Kutajar from Media Troopers, media-based affiliation team. And then the technology and platforms. So with us, we've got Clemence Desjardins with My Affiliates, and Joe Hatch from StatsDrone, so affiliate technologies. And the main idea for this panel, the topic again is to tackle the affiliates and operator synergy and the technology tools. So there are two aspects. We will be discussing, of course, the relationship, but how technology can make it better or maybe worse. And the main message we would like to bring to all of us is how to use tech tools to make this relationship with operators and affiliates better, so both parties can have results, ROI, and more quality FTDs. And with us, three technology platforms, so Volume, My Affiliates, and StatsDrone, operator, so the perspective of the end advertiser, and affiliates, so the technology partners. So, dear speakers, if you could say a bit more about your roles. Of course, most people probably know you, but just to bring it for the rest, and why you think this topic is worth of your time. So what's your take and your perspective of the importance of this topic to start with?
So I'm Clémence Desjardins, Group CEO of My Affiliates, the most trusted and used affiliate marketing software on the market. So the technology is important because this business is about trust, right? It's about creating trust between affiliate and operators. So we're here to try to somehow discuss these trust issues and how technology can actually bridge that gap and bring solutions to that.
So you brought this very important topic, trust, and we will dive into that in a moment for sure. So maybe let's go one-to-one, Natalia. So why brought you here? Why you think this makes some value, this topic?
Hello, everyone. So my name is Natalia. I represent Melbet Partners. It's an award-winning affiliate program, and our booth is right here, so I didn't have to walk a lot. So why this topic is important for this industry? Well, in the relationship between operators and affiliates, data sharing is everything. If you don't have the data in place or you have problems with tracking, it's nearly impossible to make data-driven decisions, right? So that's why we're here, and that's what we want to discuss today.
Thank you. So hello, my name is Max. I'm the Managing Director of SigmaPlay, which is the business-to-customer B2C part of Sigma Group. And I believe that this topic is very interesting and important for the sake of standardization and building better trust and relationship between affiliates and operators, but even more important, building the trust with players as well.
Hi, my name is Joe Hatch. I'm the VP of Product at StatsDrone. We're a stats aggregator for affiliates. So we work mostly with the data between different platforms. So super important to get data transparency and accurate data so that we can make better, faster, more informed decisions based on data.
My name is Clinton Kutajar. I'm the CTO at Media Troopers, a paid media affiliate company. So why data and tech is important? If we don't have information, our campaigns will not generate revenue. So for us, having updated, close to real-time information is very important to be able to optimize our campaigns.
So thank you for introducing yourselves, and we break between the business part and the technology part of the ecosystem. But the topic of this panel is synergy. It's a beautiful word, and it sounds very nice when we present from the stage. But then we go out, we have the meetings one-to-one, and there is this topic of trust or distrust. So let's start bold, and let's bring it to the crowd and the audience. Is there a synergy? So why operators and affiliates need each other? Are they friends? Are they foes? So why operators don't go only in-house? Why affiliates don't focus on pivoting to different niches? Is there a synergy?
The relationship, yeah. The relationship between affiliates and operators, I would say it's like a symbiotic relationship. Why? Because without affiliates, brands don't have access to extended market share. Affiliates also bring high quality traffic, which it's not always possible to get otherwise through internal media buying. Also, operators like to cooperate with affiliates because it's based on performance payment model. So we only pay for value. And why affiliates need operators? Affiliates look for a trustworthy product, reliable payments, and opportunity to convert that traffic, and they want that traffic to stick for a long time so they can generate sufficient revenue in the future. So this is definitely not about competition. This is about a two-way partnership, which is meant to be long-term and profitable for both sides.
And I think that's the most important keyword, partnership. It's to benefit both sides. If it benefits only one side, then it's not going to be worth it. For us, it's very important to work with operators, trustworthy operators, and especially those who can be more transparent, because it gives us more information of where we can dedicate our budget. So from a perspective of an affiliate, a paid media affiliate, if we send traffic towards a campaign, towards an offer that's not converting, we're losing money. So for us, it's very important that information is provided to us, and the operator needs to be open with us as well and tells us, like, look, this source is a bit dodgy. Please make sure to check it out. Or this is not converting. So the more communication flow there is, the better for us and for the operator as well.
Yeah, and this is why technologies like ours are very important, right? Because we sit in the middle and we are capable to, give that transparency. We see it from operators to operators. Some are more reticent than others, but it's good that our technology can actually offer the possibilities of getting that transparency, whereby you guys as affiliates can actually understand your traffic and understand the full funnel and whatever data you need to actually better your offering to operators, and for operators to use with the aim of using it in the right way, in giving you the information you need so that the traffic that you deliver always get better because you have the right understanding of the data you're sending. So I think this is where the technology needs to be used for the right purpose.
I think transparency is a good word, partnerships is a good word. Obviously, there's many different data touch points along the journey for user acquisition. So being able to share that is mutually beneficial for all parties involved.
So are operators and affiliates friends? I think it's case-by-case scenario, but what I strongly believe is that both affiliates and operators, they know that they are indispensable when it comes to building their relationship, because they are not just dependent on each other, but they should be working together for optimizing even a better experience and optimizing the revenues. A lot of industries besides iGaming have standardized this way of communicating, of how do they share the data, how do they help each other, how do they increase the market cap, and so on and so on. So I think that's why these relationships matter, and they should be nourished and even, take a step further.
And thank you for mentioning that sometimes there is this aspect case by case, right? So there is a gap of communication. We also see it in volume when having the data stream not right, click IDs not being attributed, and some data is lost, which creates the lack of this human belief and human trust. But the technology on the market, iGaming and besides iGaming, is getting more advanced. In terms of even the capabilities of getting data on servers and sending them in a faster time. So if you could share, you are with the industry for quite a while, how is the perspective now and this technological aspect for facilitating the relationship between affiliates and operators now versus the past 3 or 5 years ago? Is it getting better now, or maybe with this technology in place it's getting too complicated? What's your take on it?
Our experience, really, I think it is getting better. It is getting better because we see the implementation of server-to-server postback that actually gives, live information to affiliates, which is crucial for them to optimize their campaigns and optimize their spending. It is getting better because we're getting better at doing reporting faster. So whereby before, with the old systems, you had update of data every 24 hours. Now it's not like this anymore. We're close to live. So, hourly refreshes happen for most operators. So that helps reporting being clearer. And then there is the help, of AI now, and we'll speak about it a little bit later. But I think that's also is making things better. So I'm really positive that that landscape and automation and server to server, and now, we will also go into, live pixels and stuff like this, is going to really improve the relationship between operators and affiliates.
I agree that our industry or affiliation and traffic acquisition over the last 3 to 5 years has become faster. The industry is moving to real-time data sharing. So if 3 to 5 years ago, affiliates were happy with, getting the data displayed, yes, once a day, like once per hour, now they're not happy if they don't see the data within 30 minutes. And if the tracking system used to give them information on click IDs and FTDs, it was enough for them. But now they require more advanced data to optimize the LTV. They need to understand the funnel. So now what they expect from brands, from affiliate programs like ours, is to share more data, such as deposit sum, NGR, GGR. They want to see all this data. And also it depends on the traffic source. For example, SEO affiliates are happy with checking out the affiliate dashboard, but teams that run Facebook ads, they want to have a mix of tracking systems like postbacks, Keitaro, Volume, and Google Analytics, because they want to fully understand the funnel and be able to optimize real time. So, and it's also good for operators because we want higher value traffic, and that is possible with advanced tracking.
I started in affiliation 10 years ago, and the platforms changed so much. Before even link building was simple, having a server with 5,000 IPs on it, 5,000 WordPress instances, linking to the website that were considered as 5,000 link building. So tracking and click IDs, non-existent. Sometimes you won't even know from where the money is coming. So we've recently seen how the click IDs started to be implemented. So I think it was around 2021 that there was like, but from where are we getting this traffic? What is converting? Where SEO was becoming more difficult, traffic was being purchased, and there needed to be more information about what is converting and what's not. So we start seeing this different channels over the past 10 years. It improved a lot. Platforms improved. There are more platforms on the market. Old platforms kept on updating and listening, I think, to the customers. So they can adapt their platform to be able to provide better information to the clients.
Yeah, and with not just access to more data, but having that quicker, I think there's been a shift from almost a transactional business model between affiliates and operators into more of an optimizing model. So with different data sets, you have your click IDs, obviously you have the operator player IDs, being able to access that information and make decisions on what is performing, what is underperforming, and having access to make adjustments on the fly, that really strengthens the relationships. And we're seeing it more that it's about optimizing and retaining your players and providing value than it is just converting them one time and moving on to the next player.
As much as data has advanced from a long time ago, it has also stagnated in certain ways. And mainly, the stagnation is whether all this data is being utilized, whether all this data is accurate, whether all this data makes sense, and how it's being, how do we measure if all of this information is actually benefiting us more or not, from my opinion.
Well, this is very important. So from what you're saying, the data is there. Like Natalia mentioned, there are sometimes different tools and different ways of tracking, but it may create a chaos and the problem of having an accurate attribution. But I think this is the first takeaway for you, the audience. If you are affiliates, you know now that you are not alone asking your operators for having the real-time tracking and post-back. And if you are an operator or a platform, you know that there is this demand across the other partners as well. But still the problem persists, right? The problem of combining the data, the problem of having it maybe sometimes faster, the accuracy of even parameters and click IDs. Probably you have this challenge, whether you are a platform that you need to communicate with operators as affiliates or as affiliate manager or as affiliate, to spend the time with finding the best parameter, right? So to have this technical communication process. So could you please share what tech tools or automation solutions you use, like your own patterns, to have the biggest difference on your ROI? So what are your sneak peeks and why do you use them?
From paid media affiliation, we have our own core setup. So usually what I recommend is, if you're a small affiliate, don't go for self-platform development, etc. It costs a lot, it takes time, and it will kill your revenue. So ideally buy off-the-shelf products, subscribe with them. You can test different ones, and the one that adapts more to your scenarios, to your usage, then you can continue growing on that one. In our case, we developed our own, so we have our own revenue aggregator, our own tracking solution, and we scraped all the information, post-back servers, click IDs for each, so we also learned from third-party product, volume, FIs, etc. So we adapted these products to our needs. So that's, I think, one of the key secrets, that it's for every solution over there. And then you need to obviously to say and to calculate if this key tweaking that I need for my specific need, is it worth developing the product or using one already?
Yeah, there's a lot of discussions around building and buying. Obviously, we have over 2,200 different affiliate programs that we have integrated, so we've seen firsthand the lack of standardization, and actually building something yourself seems nice, does take a lot of time. I think often the maintenance cost of that as well is maybe not fully realized until further down the line. So if data is changing and there's no standardization, you can get sucked into a bit of a black hole where it comes to swimming against the tide, trying to keep up with the changes and the trends of the data that's coming in.
So that's a big discussion always, whether you should be independent or you should go with the solutions on the market. So exactly what's your take on it? And about those patterns you have to navigate in this data chaos, what would you share?
You know, I mean, of course, I'm biased, right? And I would say it is, as a business, as an iGaming business, you know, building your own, let's say, affiliate marketing software in-house may be very, very expensive to maintain. So when you give it to a third party who is dedicated to do just that, of course, your development is coming, I mean, development is coming all the time, improvements are coming all the time, and things like that. Though, you know, it's a discussion I was having with her, is that actually they are actually using their own platform that cater just for their needs, right? And there are markets that are still dependent on that, you know, or there is still a lack of trust of putting a third party in the middle looking at the data. Though, to be fair, nowadays, I mean, the data that we receive expose nothing but, you know, player IDs and revenue, so there isn't much exposed. So it really depends where you sit in the ecosystem, right, and what you need to do. So, you know, I can say our post-back tracking works really well and is very reliable, so I don't see why one would need to build something on top of it. Though then you have this relationship of not completely trusting operators, right? So when you don't completely trust operators, then you go and build technology to try to figure out if actually something is happening and to try to see if there is data shaving, if there is data disappearing, if there are changes in numbers, so that, you know, you can be more efficient at detecting. Now, again, saying that there is data missing is not necessarily that there is data shaving, because, you know, I mean, processes stop sometimes, you know, and things stop working, and it's just, you know, the question of reloading the data the next day. So it's hard to find a balance into saying there is a right solution, there is the solution. It's, I think, really and truly what we're talking about, you know, it's being transparent completely, inspiring trust, and working on standardization, because I think standardization between operators, between affiliate marketing platform, for affiliates to be able to actually understand what they're reading, what data they're reading, then would make that situation so much more comfortable.
And it also, I believe, makes the situation, if you have a reason to develop something in-house, maybe even easier for you, because you've got a pattern, right? So what's your take on it, Natalia and Max, especially?
In case of Melbet partners, our affiliate program has always been internal. So we've never used affiliate software, and we have our internal technical team who develop new features every couple of months. So it's an ongoing process of improving and improving. We've managed to decrease the time, and we are moving the time of tracking, and we are moving towards the real-time tracking. Also, we have minimized the cases where affiliates used to come to us and say, okay, we see discrepancies in traffic, let's fix it. Now, with the team in-house, which supports affiliate managers and affiliates with the post-back integration, and as to an API tracking, we have minimized cases when there was misunderstanding between both parties. And I think that it's great to have an internal program as well, because we manage the full funnel, and we get the feedback from affiliates whenever we need some improvements. We generate the feedback, and our tech team sits and starts working on it. So it's good to be in charge of the software as well.
When you are on the affiliate side of the business, or when you are on the affiliate journey, you are the one who needs the data. You are the one who do the optimizing. You are the one who is constantly in a dire need for the data. So it doesn't really matter too much on which tools you use as an affiliate, as long as you are able to understand what data are you sending, what value are you bringing to the operator, and how do you actually measure that value, and how do you actually get the data. So when you're an affiliate, you simply want to see the data, and you're constantly looking for the data, and you're dependent on the operator, and there is something that has to be done in between this to make sure that the process is more stable and standardized.
There's also data that the affiliates control that is not being shared on the operator side. So I think almost secondary to tools, tools are more secondary than actually the relationships that you're building with your partners, because if you're an affiliate with first-party data and you can see, which person this is and the offers that they're joining and where they're playing, that's very important for the operator to optimize as well. So it could be that there's a poorly optimized campaign that can ruin a relationship because you're not sharing enough information and context behind what that intent is.
That's a very vital topic and question, especially that we've started with the topic of trust, and this is always in between. Like, we cannot, the technology is for some reason. We don't build technology just for the sake of the technology, at least not in such a business-driven industry like iGaming. So, very basically, how and why does the accurate and this reliable tracking, we call it real-time or close to real-time tracking, how that affects trust, and on the other hand, if it really affects, what and why are the reservations between affiliates and operators? So why not everyone shares everything?
That's a very good question, right? And we could speak about it for hours. I think, why don't operators share everything? I think there is a little bit of, first of all, I think mistrust between operators and operators, right? So not all operators want to share their revenue or their affiliate revenues and whatever, because they know that an affiliate may share, whatever the operator is doing with that operator to the other operator. So, exchange of information between operators is not something that is happening very often, unfortunately, though we're seeing improvement, and discussions and things like this. The skepticism about the technology from affiliates, I think it's shading, and it's not as bad as it used to be. There is still doubts because operators are not always transparent. When operators have a problem with data because something breaks along the way, they don't necessarily go out in the open and say, listen, affiliates, we're having a problem here. Give us, 24 hours, we're going to fix it, and this is what happened. So when you're not transparent and you're hiding things, then you create suspicions. So again, it's about transparency. Affiliates are educated human beings that also work in the technology and understand that sometimes things break. And if you actually are open about what is happening and, and why the data hasn't come in or why it doesn't look right, and then I don't think affiliates will even put in doubt the word of the operator.
Yeah, exactly. I think, again, to connect to what was already said, when you are an affiliate, you are inclined and more collaborative to share more data if needed, because you're the one who benefits from those data and you know how the operator benefits from the data. But I'm not sure if I have the right answer on why there is mistrust, but I believe that if more data was shared, then the shifting power would be more on the affiliate, which to some operators it could become a risk. And another reason I could think of is the fact that affiliates, as affiliates, they are the ones who would be looking at, how do we deliver? Could we cross-sell? How do we position ourselves into delivering more value by knowing that data? And then that ideally could go out of hand. For example, if I, as an affiliate, I have all the information, I know if no deposit bonuses work better in this specific page or region and so on, and I could easily optimize another operator who has a better deal for me. So I think that could also play a significant role.
I want to add that in our industry, for operators, data security means a lot. So there is a huge competition nowadays with so many new operators, new companies entering the market. And major companies like ours, we are being very cautious with the data that we want to share. For example, in terms of S2S, postback, and API, we are basically sharing all the important and major metrics, macros that affiliates want to see. But for example, with pixel integration, which is getting more and more popular, I know about this because new companies always approach us and want to do this kind of integration. But companies like ours, we understand very well that pixel integration carries many risks. And the major risk is data leaking. We have a lot of people that come to us and try to sell database. I understand that in 90% it's scam, but sometimes they really can get this data from companies like ours. So this is one thing. The other thing, pixel integration is possible, but we have strict limitations with the data we can share and how it needs to be done so it gets possible, because player retention, customer reactivation is important. So it's not about trying to conceal data from affiliates. We want them to succeed. We want them to optimize their traffic, optimize the quality. But it's the security issue as well that we need to we need to have in mind when allowing certain data sharing.
As affiliates, we work with operators who have a proper affiliate tracking platform, those providing APIs, those providing a 30-key security password to be able to access the API. On the other end, others who provide us an Excel sheet or an email table once a week. Obviously, it starts getting natural that if we want to optimize a campaign, we cannot work with those who give us a weekly Excel sheet. But we need to shift more towards those who give us 4 times a day update, API update, postbacks information, etc. And those who provide us with an Excel sheet, I'm not saying they are just the new ones that are popping in the markets. They are big ones who still give us an Excel sheet rather than access to a proper platform. Obviously, for us, it's more problematic to tweak and optimize the campaign if we don't have information and traction and a heartbeat if that particular campaign that we're sending is working or not. It can be also based on the source. So if we say Facebook sending traffic to operator A is converting, but if we send Google PPC to the same operator, it's not. And clicks cost money. So we need to identify from where those sources which are not converting are coming, we stop the campaign, and we shift from one side to the other.
And the sooner you do it, the less loss you get, right, on this testing. So, but that is the situation nowadays, and you diagnose that it's getting better overall with data and transparency. So now we dive into the current problems, the reasons why, and by the way, I also representing technology platform, I agree. Don't go for pixel, go for postback, because for many reasons it's more reliable, more accurate, and safer, especially for the operator perspective. But how you predict, of course, it's hard to say now with the technology so rapidly changing and disrupting the whole ecosystem. But we've got more opportunities also for platform developing with AI coding and for in-house and also for us platform providers. So how do you predict how this generic technological change might reshape this relationship between affiliates and operators in the next, let's say, 1, 2, 3 years? Don't go further, but do you see some potential improvements on the roadmap or maybe blockers?
I think that I mean, I'm hoping there will be improvement, and I'm quite sure there will be, right? Because, I mean, just in terms of reporting, right? We're going to be able to now go to prediction. So rather than looking at a report and, okay, this happened, now we're going to, with AI, we're going to be able to actually predict what's going to happen with trends. So if, you know, the AI is fed the proper data and is given the right information, this is going to give us so much more insight, particularly for affiliates, and probably, you know, give them the power of delivering better traffic and spending less money, which would be a great thing, right? There is, again, for affiliates, you know, I mean, AI improves all the chores of content writing, for example. As much as we know, AI will not replace a content writer, but when AI can scrap information for you into, okay, I need to write a promotion about this operator, and, you know, AI is going to scrap all this information, put it in a whatever text for you, and then you have to read it and they optimize it for SEO or whatever, but you're going to gain so much time so you can focus on other things. So yes, you know, it is going to make things, it's not going to replace anything, because relationships will always be relationships, and, you know, and affiliate managers and operator will always need to be speaking. I think in terms of data, in terms of day-to-day work, it will definitely improve the life of everybody and the trust of everything.
So with AI, I believe that in a couple of years we will have greater automation, as you already mentioned, Clemens. Also, it will allow us to optimize our traffic better. We will move towards faster traffic optimization and LTV improvement. And with machine learning, we will be able to have greater prediction. As affiliate managers, we will be able to understand understand the potential of the traffic that we get and be able to optimize it quicker. And I think we will move towards better cost per acquisition dash LTV with the help of AI.
So as much optimistic as I am about AI, I'm also skeptical, or looking at it from a skeptical perspective, whether all of these automation, prediction, and whatever comes with AI would actually make sense and benefit if our relationship, but also KPIs as well, are contradictory between affiliates and operators. So how we will make use of all of those data and all of those predictions and analytics at the end of the day?
There's already a trend of affiliates not working with platforms if they don't provide this level of data integration or this level of transparency. When it specifically comes to AI, I think it's a tool, it's not an employee. So the options that we have are making data more accessible in natural language, so interacting with your data in a way that can be interpreted rather than AI becoming your business analyst or your data team. So it's more of a tool than it is a replacement for a person.
So in our affiliation area, we use AI in two different kinds of situations. The first one is mostly we feed in information, Excel sheets, and it gives us this particular source is converting this much, this one has a lifetime value of this one has an ROI, and this one has a conversion rate, etc. That is more getting unstructured data, different tables which are not normalized, and the AI, the platform, will give you back something which is more readable without the need to work 4 hours on an Excel sheet. Feed in 3 minutes, you have the data in your hands. On the other hand, with regards to technology where it concerns development, it is too early to tell a platform, generate me an AI code which can read from my affiliates or from X or from Y, and it gives you the code. It will not work. So it needs to be broken down into smaller munchable steps, let's call it that way, and you start telling it, look, I have this kind of report. Prepare me the code to be able to read this one and save it in this kind of structure and table. And then you start merging these small codes that it gives you, and then you can merge them into one big function. But telling it the system, telling the AI, do me this software complete package, it's too early. However, it saves a lot of work rather than trying to read the headers, trying to read the columns, etc. You tell her, look, we have this kind of report, this kind of API endpoint, break it down and store it into this kind of SQL structure.
So it sounds that the most optimistic aspect for the future is to limit the data chaos. So we've got some data, the data is scattered to some level, and the chance you've got also with the technology adjustments and AI is to have it more visible, but the human aspect still stays, right? And that's
the human is more of an architect. That's because roles will be changing. There will no longer be, going forward, a simple developer. It's more a person who can orchestrate, who can use these kinds of tools. So it's more of an architect who knows the building blocks, and those building blocks then are built automatically with AI.
And a communicator, of course, with the partners. I'm sure we could communicate this topic for a way longer, and our audience is still with us, like the same amount like we started. So thank you very much, and thank you, dear audience, for staying with us. I'm sure this topic is vital, and this type of conversations are happening all around the venue. Let's hope this will bring slightly better space for us in the future. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Now, let's go to take a small picture together.